Yes. Oh, that was close. Yes. Okay, now behind my back. It's going to be quick. Did you see it? Yes? Okay, thanks. Okay, I'll do it now. Rest of you. Go in 3, 2, 1. Thanks.
It's alive. Make some noise. He's alive. Make some noise. Let's go now. Are you happy? Are you happy? Let me see you clapping. Let's go. To let you know, this is finally, look at the number of us at the end of the show. If you see the show, you're able to put your hand. Don't hesitate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Okay, well, a very, very good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome aboard the Sapele for our journey downriver to St Catherine's Pier. We will also be making a short stop at Bankside Pier for that family that have got a one-stop ticket that just got on. To myself, I do have enough at home. The reason I ask if you drive on the way downriver, as it's a gloriously sunny day, and a few of you do understand me, I could point a few of the places of interest out. Would anyone like that? Yes? Okay, well, this is a lovely sunny day. What I'll do is I'll grab my bottle of water and I'll leave the comfort of my roll box and I'll come and stand right up the front and talk to you all. After you go first, madam. Now, before I get started, I must forewarn you, I am not a professional guide. There are no paid professional guides of any of those here in the sense. I'm simply a member of the crew. So if I do make any mistakes, please bear with me. Do not physically or verbally abuse me, and please do not throw anything at me. It was once said to me by Prince Charles, the ugliest modern day building he'd ever seen in his life. And us knowing Prince Charles, he is definitely an expert on ugly things. Of course, I am talking about buildings, and the president of it is the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. Although they don't allow him the keys to that one. He'll end up like his Range Rover, won't he? And of course, you can get them out of those little silver racks. Formerly the headquarters for Oxford. Now, laws of the River State, you can't advertise the name of your company or product on the banks of the Thames, because it is in fact a royal highway, especially this part here, it's known as King's Reach. If you take a look around this way, that's never a light that flicks itself on and off 24 hours a day. 2 years ago, they spent nearly £30,000 on a jar of poo. The building is absolutely free to enter, and after walking around it for about half an hour, you do tend to realise why. And as we approach the Millennium Footbridge, dominating the skyline to our left, the magnificent dome and golden cross of St Paul's Cathedral. St Paul stands 365 feet high, easily remembered from the efforts for every day of the year. The dome of St Paul's weighs 64,000 tonnes, so you're heading our way downstream to St Catherine's Pier for the tower, which of course will be our next stop. Now folks, as we do leave, Directly ahead of us, you will see the Southwark Road Bridge. As we come closer, take a little look to the bottom right-hand corner. On the shore there, you'll see some green gates. And beneath those gates, there's a set of steps. They're famously known as Wren Steps. Here in 1921, is partly built atop of them. Now, as we pass through the bridge, ahead of us here to your right, you'll see there's a place on the shore where there's quite a few people enjoying themselves. Now, there's only one place you'll find like that in London when the sun's shining, and that is, of course, a pub. That's one of the oldest on the banks of the Thames, the anchor of Bankside. Parts of that building date back over 400 years. And it was in the original structure where famously Shakespeare and his players used to get changed. Now, have any of you on board ever seen the film The Pirates of the Caribbean? Show of hands. Anyone seen that film? Yep, good stuff. Well, that ship there on your right hand side has absolutely nothing to do with that film whatsoever. That's a replica of Sir Francis Drake's old galleon, the Golden Hind. That version of the Hind has circumnavigated the world twice. That's once more than the original, following the exact steps that Drake took under the secret orders of Queen Elizabeth I. And the next bridge ahead of us, the fourth one to span this site, the new London Road Bridge. While I say new, this one was constructed here in 1973 by McAlpine Fish Market. There was a fish market famously registered on that site there for over 1,000 years. But sadly, a few years ago in the 80s, the tradition was broken and the fish market was moved further downriver to larger premises in the Docklands area. The building's now been converted into a luxury function hall, and the last remnants of the old fish market itself are the two golden fish weather vanes at either end. But just behind it, you'll see one of London's newest buildings. This weird shape one that gets wider as it gets taller, with the white cranes at the top. That's been given the nickname the walkie-talkie. Seriously. Actually hasn't even got a name, it's just known as number 20 Fenchurch Street. Now, you may have recalled me earlier talking about the Shard, and that's got the viewing gallery up on the 77th floor, and I can tell you for 100% fact, even though I've never been up either of them, that the beer up there is a lot cheaper than the beer up there, right? Now here's her right, London's very own warship, the C-35, the code name for Her Majesty's vessel, the HMS Belfast. The Belfast was built in the Harlem the Wolf shipyard, Northern Ireland, in 1938. That's the same shipyard as the ill-fated Titanic was built. Later commissioned in 1939, she saw many theatres of war. She took part in the D-Day landings at Normandy, the North Atlantic convoys at the Battle of the Atlantic, and also the chasing, shelling and eventual sinking of the German battleship, the Scharnhorst. She last fired her guns in anger during the Korean War, where she was in fact the flagship for the United Nations Army. Then sent to be scrapped by the government, she was saved by the Imperial War Museum. The vessel now stands here today permanently and peacefully moored as a floating maritime museum to naval life at sea, and with 7 decks of orders to explore, she is well worth a visit. But ahead of us here to our left, we have one of the most historical landmarks anywhere in the world, the Tower of London. Started in 1078 by William the Conqueror. He actually started the centrepiece, the main tower. You can have the top of the bricked up archway there with the words "Entry to the Traitors' Gate" above it. That's where traitors of nobility who were rode downriver from the old Westminster Palace, they were taken up through that archway and up onto Tower Hill, Tower Green, where they were later executed, which is more often than not the heads being chopped off. The Tower Road Bridge. Completed in 1894 at the cost of just under £1 million and designed by Sir John Wolfe Barry. He actually designed it meticulously in the Gothic style to blend in with the Tower of London. It's a twin suspension and bascule bridge, the only one of its kind anywhere in the world, making it quite a feat of modern engineering even for its time. The two centre bascules of the bridge, they weigh 1,000 tonnes apiece and can be raised into a fully upright position in just 60 seconds to allow larger vessels in and out of the upper port of London. In fact, the Tower Road Bridge is the only one in the world to be registered and insured by Lloyd's of London as a ship, because it requires a crew of a captain, engineer and a mate to man the bridge at all times. And as you can see, folks, we're now passing through the centre arch of the Tower Road Bridge, and as we do, you're all leaving the City of London behind, the square mile city. As most of you may have recalled me earlier talking about Temple Gate, the archway, being the westernmost boundary line to the city, the Tower Road Bridge is for road safety, especially if you have small children with you, and it's also to allow crew members, firstly, to move around the vessel freely without any obstruction. And if you'll take a little look behind you, you'll see my colleague steering the boat. If you're all standing up, he can't see where he's going. And that's never a good day out for anyone. So again, can you please remain seated until the boat is safely moored alongside the pier. Whilst you are sitting down though, this will give you ample opportunity to take a look around and make sure you do have all your personal belongings. Don't leave anything of value behind for me and my colleagues to take home tonight and sell on eBay. Do make sure you have all your personal belongings. 5 o'clock. Also folks, the one after that will be around 5:30. And the very last one will be at 1600. Sorry, 1800. That's 6 o'clock. That's where I'll be miles across. Please don't miss that boat because it is a very, very long walk back. Believe me, I've done it. It's absolutely bloody marvellous. Finally, folks, a short word about the commentary. Your journeys, that is a bit more interesting, sometimes entertaining, and you never know, maybe even highly enjoyable. Anybody? Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Very much. Thank you.
I trust you what I say. Cheers, thank you. I don't know why, 'cause when my back is turned,
Para!